Daddy's got a new story. It's very shiny. From the creators of What the Ladybird Heard. This is the Tooth Fairy and the Crocodile. Daddy's number 2 to get it. Ruth Marie was a tooth fairy. Every evening she lined up with all the other tooth fairies, and the fairy queen gave each of them a map and a bag. Ruth Marie's bag was full of coins. Her map was of a little town, and it showed the houses of the children who had lost a tooth that day. Then Ruth Marie would put on her wings and fly off. She visited all the houses on the map, took the teeth from under the children's pillows, and left some money behind. But one evening, the Queen told the fairies, "I'm swapping some of you around. Ruth Marie, you're going to be doing animals instead of children." This time, Ruth Marie's bag didn't have any coins in it. Instead, it held 3 mini objects: a jar of honey, a banana, and a mango. Her map had a lot of trees and a river on it. Ruth Marie put on her wings and flew off over the houses and fields till she came to the forest. The first cross on her map showed a bear's den. She flew down and discovered the bear fast asleep. "Fiddle-de-dum, fiddle-de-dee, honey for you and a tooth for me," whispered the fairy. She tapped the tiny honey jar with her wand to make it grow bigger. Then she took the bear's tooth and flew off again. The next animal on the map was a monkey who was asleep in a tree at the top of a hill. "Fiddle-de-dum, fiddle-de-dee, a banana for you and a tooth for me." Ruth Marie found the monkey's tooth and left behind a banana. An elephant was next. Ruth Marie flew down to a clearing in the forest where the elephant lay asleep on the grass near a river. "Fiddle-de-dum, fiddle-de-dee, a mango for you and a tooth for me." Ruth Marie swapped the elephant's tooth for the mango. It was nearly morning now. The fairy flew into the air and was about to set off for home when she heard a snoring sound. Looking down, she could see a crocodile asleep in the mud further down the river. Sticking out of the mud beside the crocodile's head was something sharp and white. The crocodile had lost a tooth. "Oh dear," said Ruth Marie. She flew down and picked up the tooth. "I don't have anything left to give you in exchange." She looked around. "Perhaps I can find something, a flower or a fruit perhaps. I wonder what you'd like." The crocodile opened one eye. "I'd like you," he said. He opened his jaws and snapped at her. Ruth Marie backed away, but she wasn't quite quick enough. The crocodile snapped her wand and tore one of her wings. The fairy couldn't fly anymore or do any more magic. She had to run instead. "Fiddle-de-dum, fiddle-de-dee, a tooth for you and a fairy for me," snarled the crocodile. The mud on the riverbank was very sticky, and it was hard for Ruth Marie to run. The crocodile was close behind her when she arrived at the elephant's clearing. The elephant had woken up and was eating her mango. "Help! Help!" cried the fairy. "There's a crocodile coming after me." The greedy crocodile saw the mango and snarled at the elephant. "I'll have that too." "No, you won't," replied the elephant, taking the last bite. "It's all gone, but you can have the stone." And using her long trunk as a catapult, she shot the hard stone straight at the crocodile. But the crocodile's scales were as tough as armour. The mango stone bounced off his back, and he ran on after the fairy. "Fiddle-dee-dum, fiddle-dee-dee, a tooth for you and a fairy for me," he snarled. Ruth Marie had run on ahead into the forest, but it was hard work running uphill. The crocodile had nearly caught up with her again when she came to the monkey's tree. The monkey was sitting on a branch eating the banana. "Help! Can you save me from the crocodile?" cried the fairy. The crocodile had spotted the banana and snarled at the monkey. "I'll have that too." "Oh, no, you won't," replied the monkey, taking the last bite. "It's all gone, but you can have the skin." And he threw the banana skin down from the tree. The crocodile started to run off after the fairy, but he skidded on the banana skin and slithered onto his back. Ruth Marie had run fast downhill, but now she kept tripping up over the roots of the trees. Before long, the crocodile was catching up again. "Fiddle-dee-dum, fiddle-dee-dee, a tooth for you and a fairy for me," he kept on snarling. The fairy came to the bear's den. The bear was sitting outside with his nose in his new jar of honey. "Can you save me from the crocodile?" panted the fairy. The crocodile had seen the honey jar. "I'll have that too," he said. "And don't say it's all gone, because I can see that it isn't." "You're right," replied the bear. "There's still some left at the bottom of the jar." And he held the jar out to the crocodile. "Do help yourself," he said. The crocodile grinned. He shoved his nose into the jar, but he couldn't quite reach the honey. "Let me help," said the bear, and he pushed the bottom of the jar so the crocodile's nose was deep inside. So deep inside that it wouldn't come off. The crocodile wiggled around and shook his head, but the jar was stuck tight. "Help! Pull it off," he said to the bear through his clenched teeth. "Sorry, but there's someone else I need to help," replied the bear, and he padded off after the fairy. "Would you like a ride home?" he asked. "Yes, please," said Ruth Marie. She climbed onto the bear's back, and he carried her all the way to her cottage. Ruth Marie was very glad to be home and very tired too. She washed herself and cleaned her teeth. Then, "That's funny," she said to herself. One of her teeth felt very wobbly. She gave it a gentle tug, and out it came. She put it under her pillow, then got into bed and closed her eyes. While she was sleeping, Ruth Marie had a visitor. "Fiddle-dee-dum, fiddle-dee-dee, a present for you and a tooth for me," whispered the Fairy Queen. When Ruth Marie woke up, all the teeth she had collected had gone, and so had her own tooth. But on her bed was a brand new wand and a pair of beautiful new wings. The end.